Today I'm going to be showing you how to build and completely customize a guitar from Amazon for under $200. Hey guys, and welcome back to Guitar by Emily. Today's video is sponsored by Fesley. We have worked together in the past and I have really loved our collaborations that we've done so far, and I'm really excited for this project. Today I'm going to be building one of their custom guitar kits from Amazon, and I'm going to take it a step further and I'm going to be doing a completely custom paint job on it. Now, to give you a little bit of a background, I have done art for a really long time. That's something that I've not really shared here on YouTube, but especially when I was a kid and teenager, I painted all the time, did artwork projects. I was really into it. I really loved it. And so I have a bit of experience with painting, but I've never painted a guitar and I've never used spray paint. So today I'm going to be using this guitar kit from Amazon that Fesley sent me. We're going to be building this completely from scratch using all the pieces it comes with and giving it a super awesome paint job. And the price range comes out around $200 for this completely custom guitar. So I can't wait to see how it turns out, how this guitar actually plays when we're done, and what it's going to end up looking like. Before I show you everything that comes in this kit, please consider subscribing to my channel if you love guitar gear reviews, 80s guitar covers, and concert vlogs. All that stuff you can find on my channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave a comment down below. Opening the box, first up we have an instruction manual, which I love this. This is really, really nice. It's like an actual book. It's not just paper. And it looks like we've got some really awesome instructions in here with pictures and directions. So I was a little bit worried about what the instructions were going to look like building the Fesley drum kit, but this is really awesome. So way to go, Fesley, for the instruction manual. All right, so here is the guitar body itself. It's kind of like a Strat style. First impression, it feels really smooth. They did tell me when I was emailing them that you can go ahead and start spraying this right out of the box. I don't need to prime it. I don't need to sand it. So hopefully that is the case. It feels pretty smooth. It does feel like there's a little bit of something on here coating it, but it's not completely like glossy. It's not like a lacquer. So it seems like that would work. It seems like we can start spraying it right out of here, but we'll see what happens. Next up, we have the neck, which I honestly didn't think about it until now, but I probably am going to want to paint this. So I guess we'll look into that in a minute. So this is what we're looking like when you snap the neck in there. Of course, it needs bolted on, but that is the look of the guitar. I think it looks really cool. I love the shape of it, and so far I love the feel of it. The neck feels pretty nice, so I'm excited. Okay, so I'm not going to completely unwrap all this stuff because I don't want to get anything confused before we need to put it together. But here is what we're working with the pick guard. And I did not know that everything came like kind of pre-wired on here. So that is really cool. I'm actually so excited that they went ahead and put this together with the pickups and everything. So it's going to be a little bit less work when it comes to actually putting it together. That's going to be really cool. And here we have the bag of everything else. I see the bridge, the back plate, lots of screws. There's the tuners and everything in there. So this is going to be a project. This is going to be fun. But it doesn't look too difficult to put together. Fingers crossed. I'm saying that now. It's probably going to be. But I'm really excited to get into this. We have to paint the body of the guitar first before we do anything. So that is going to be our next step. Super excited. I just went to Home Depot and I got some spray paint. I got a color coat and a finishing like clear coat. My plan is to spray paint the body of the guitar a like cream color, and then there's a Steve Vai guitar that I'm using as inspiration, and I'm going to attempt to hand paint some flowers and some floral designs onto the guitar after that, and then we're going to spray it with a glossy clear coat, and that should be good to go. Alright guys, so I have completely painted the body of the guitar. You guys saw the little paint booth that I had set up. My dad helped me out with the painting, the spray painting part of this, and we just used a primer, did about 3 coats of primer, and then just kept layering the spray paint until it felt thick. It felt like the pores of the wood were kind of filled up. I will say that there is a bit of texture on this, so if you're really, really wanting like a smooth finish, then you're gonna have to, sand it down before you start painting and do a bit more of a process. I did not feel like doing that. I did not feel like it was necessary. So with a lot of coats of paint, you can get a somewhat smooth finish. I think it looks pretty good just considering that it's spray painted. Just keep in mind that you want to, keep the spray paint light and don't overdo it, and of course let it dry in between. Now, of course, you can see I've went in with just a colored pencil and sketched out the design. I've also went around and traced where the pick guard is going to be, so I know exactly what area I have to work with for paint. I'm kind of going for a Steve Vai-esque look, starting out with a kind of off-white paint that we did with the spray paint, and I'm going to be going in with a bunch of pastels, as you can see here. Hopefully this is going to look good. I have an overhead camera filming, so I'm going to get a bit of a time lapse of this. This is not a painting tutorial. I know you guys don't want to sit here and listen to me talk about painting for a long time, but I am just going to be using basic acrylic paint from Walmart, and I'm just going to be using my stencil, just kind of going to let the paint go where it wants to, and hopefully this turns out cool. I'll update you guys on how it's going. Looking at the completed paint job, this has been clear coated, it has been buffed out, looks really good. I think I'm honestly super happy with the way that this turned out. So now is time to put this together. I have the book. This is something that I'm not going to go through in detail of how to do it. The book is very detailed and I don't want this video to get too long, so I am just going to go ahead and complete this guitar. I might take some clips along the way, but I will be back when this thing is finished. I'm going to catch up on some guitar YouTube channels that I haven't watched some videos from for a while, so we're going to start out with the Guitar Max video while I do this, and I can't wait to see what it looks like. Alright, so I think it's time for the big reveal we've all been waiting for, the finished product. Here it is. Oh my goodness, guys. I am absolutely blown away by the way that this turned out. I did not expect it to turn out this beautiful. I honestly expected there to be problems with it along the way, problems with the paint, you know, the finish not looking nice, but oh my goodness. If you told me that this was, you know, like around $200 from a kit, I probably wouldn't believe you just like seeing a photo of it. It's just so beautiful. I'm really, really happy with the way the painting turned out, the hand painting that I did. I am not super experienced with painting things like this. I'm a little bit out of practice. I haven't been painting or doing art as much as I used to. So this was definitely like having to get back into it for me, but I am so excited with the way that everything turned out. I just love the Steve Vai vibe that this is giving off. I think it absolutely looks like one of Steve's, you know, original guitars, the ones that he like paints himself. And also we have the back, which is a lot more simple, but I still think it looks cool. And I did sign the back, and that one is coated in the clear coat. And I did have the fun idea to sign the back of the headstock because why not? All of my Steve Vai guitars are signed by Steve. My Jiva is signed by Nita. Why not the Emily guitar be signed by Emily? So I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be really cool. But yeah, absolutely so excited by the way it looks. But now we have to play it. The only playing I've done with this so far is when I was setting up the action with the truss rod. I was, you know, kind of playing it a little bit to see where I wanted that, but I have not officially like really tested it out. So let's really quickly just take a look at what this sounds like and how it plays. Another thing I'd like to mention just before we play it, it was not too big of a deal to put together. I will say the instructions were not as good as they originally looked. The screws were not labeled, and there were all different kinds of screws in the bag. So I did have to kind of just look at them and decide where I thought they were supposed to go. Hopefully everything is in the right spot. But yeah, the instructions were not super detailed. There were pictures, but you kind of had to figure it out yourself. But if you're familiar with a guitar, you should be able to do it. And it really wasn't a big deal. I did end up using a drill for part of it, not just a regular hand screwdriver. So just keep that in mind. But I think you could do it all with a regular screwdriver. You don't really need too many tools. So it was a pretty easy build. Something else that I would like to do in the future is fix the frets. They're pretty sharp, but that's a really easy fix. And that will be something that I will probably do before too long. right, so to conclude this video, thank you Fesley so much for sending me this guitar. I absolutely love the way it turned out as far as the playability of it goes. Yes, it is not the absolute best guitar I've ever played, but I have to say I am not disappointed. I think it is very good for the price. I think it's a very fun project. I think especially maybe if you have a child or, you know, a middle school, teenage age kid that, you know, plays guitar or wants to play guitar, building a guitar, you know, maybe with parent or friend or something could be so much fun because, you know, at the end you get something that you made yourself. So I think this could be a really fun project really for anybody. It doesn't have to be any certain age group. And of course you don't have to paint it like I did. You can use the wood. A cool idea that I had would be to use the wood guitar, and then on Etsy they actually have the N4 like Nuno Betancourt stickers. So you could go like wood grain and then put those stickers on it that would make it kind of look like a Nuno inspired guitar. There's lots of options. You could paint directly on the wood instead of spray painting. So many options here, so much fun. Again, it is a budget guitar. It's not going to play as good as, you know, an $1,000 guitar, but if you just want something to start out with, or if you just want a fun project, you want to just hang this on your wall when you're done, something like that, it's perfect for that. I had so much fun building this, and I think that is, you know, worth a lot. If you have fun with it, then it's definitely money well spent. So I really love this project, had so much fun doing it. Again, thank you Fesley so much for sending it. I think this guitar looks gorgeous. I honestly can't wait to just hang it up in my collection just to look beautiful. And yeah, again, it's a nice guitar for the price. It's a budget guitar. Great option if you're looking for something fun like this to do. If you're thinking of building a guitar but you don't know where to start, you don't want to get into a super big project, and this would be a really good way to kind of get into that. I have an exciting announcement that I wanted to mention in this video. I have officially partnered with Sweetwater as of this week, which is really crazy to say out loud. I'm one of their affiliate partners now, one of their content creators, and pretty much right now, all that means for you guys is that it would help me out so much if anytime you need to buy gear, anything, seriously, a pack of strings, a pack of picks, anything you need to buy, if you would use my Sweetwater link, go ahead, click it down below. It is an affiliate link. It does not cost you anything else. Save this link to your phone. Please just use this link to shop. If you shop on Sweetwater already, which I know a lot of you already do, and this seriously helps me out more than I can even express. Like it would be so great if you could even just click the link, and even if you're not planning on buying anything right now. I also have a landing page on Sweetwater. That link is going to take you right there. It's going to link some of my favorite products, some of the things you see me using in my studio, but anything you buy on Sweetwater after clicking the link will go to my account. So it helps me out so much, seriously. And that's how I get, you know, going with Sweetwater. It is one of the first things you do as a partner is just get working with these links. So the more you guys click and the more you guys interact, the more it helps me out and the more awesome things I can do with Sweetwater in the future. So more info on that coming later, but I did just want to make that announcement just so you can keep it in your mind. So if you have any gear purchases coming up, just make sure you use that link. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I have a lot of fun content planned coming up, so if you're new, please make sure you consider subscribing to my channel, leave a comment down below, and like this video. I'm coming to a close in this semester. I think 4 weeks are left. I'm pretty sure 4 weeks. So please bear with me in those next 4 weeks as I try to balance content, finals, papers, clinicals, everything. It's going to be a really busy April, but I am hoping to get videos out every week as always, but in the summer it's going to be so much fun. I have podcast guests coming up. I have so many covers planned, so much. You guys don't want to miss out on it, so make sure you're subscribed. Thank you again so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.